Oh, okay. So let's continue with this plumbing project. And I left off the last time with creating a vent system for the roof plan. Okay. And I was looking at the I was looking at the colors, and somehow the colors got messed up here. So let's start off with our vent. I'm typing PI, and that will get me to the pipes. And from here, I can change my system to these are the pipe types, right? It's a drain waste vent system pipe, and my system type is going to be vent. And there's my vent here. And this was my problem. I think the last time, you see, I don't know if you guys can see the outline of that green. And if I type vent in here, VEN, okay, it's going to go to my vent. I'm going to go back to the original so I can get my vent piping system. I'm going to right click on this type. And in here, you can see that it's solid green, but it comes out to be blue, like my like the waste. And here's the waste. Let me do this. Let's go back. This is a system type, and that's the waste. Okay. So when I go to my properties in my waste, it's a PVC, and it is dash blue. Okay. So that seems to be okay, but the problem is that this is a different system, and why is it blue? So when I go to vent, and let's go to type properties again, you see it's PVC. I think that's going to be the bottleneck, right? That I'm going to have to change. Let's go back and make sure, because the waste is on a PVC. I can just go here. The waste is also on a PVC material. And I think what I need to do is change the material. Let's go back, vent, type properties. I'm going to change this PVC. I think that's controlling everything. Because the PVC is a function of the material is a function of the color in this case. And one of the variables, I don't think I can use this variable, this PVC variable. I have to use a different variable. Let's go back. You see this PVC here? I can't use that one. I have to use this one. Since it came up, I might have used this in the past, but I think that's going to be the problem. So when you're changing colors, or when you're using colors to designate a system, in this case plumbing system, then they can't have the same material as the different systems can't have the same material. That's what I'm understanding. I think that's going to work. Let's go back, and this is going to be green solid, because the other one was blue solid, or it was dashed. Let's make it vent is even more dashed. Let's call it a dash 30-second. No, I think that there's some let's just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to call it dash 30-second flow only. I don't want any calculations. Okay. Let's say yes to this. Okay, so there we go. And on the outside, you guys can see it's let's do this. This is the pipe. This is the pipe. Let's go medium. Yeah, okay. And you can see the difference in the structure. So if I go back into the waste and make it solid, let's say here, the pattern, Let's call it something else. Let's call it dash, double dash. Okay. So that's going to control the way the, let's go back. I'm going to go back here. Let's do this. So this is how it's going to plot. Let's go here. Okay, medium. That's fine. Okay. So we have our two colors representing two different systems, which is good. I'm kind of playing around now. Let's go back. And here, you see the materials has to be different for a system in order for you to have two distinguished colors if you're using colors in your project. And I'm going to go back and I should just make them all solid. But you can make them solid when you're working in your working view, but the problem comes, the problem comes is when you get ready to plot. You could have a set of drawings where your view is plumbing first floor plot, right? And then you could have a working view where it says plumbing first floor working view. So there's different ways, however your office is going to set it up. But where's the dashes? Let's go, where's the long dash? Somewhere around here. So long dash, let's do this long dash, blue. And I think that's fine. Waste vent, let's do 32nd. Was it 32nd? Dash, yeah, 32nd, I think. Where is it? I think it's down here somewhere. Dash this one. So this one, that's the vent. Okay. So let's go back. The waste type properties, and it should be, it says long. So for that scale, I'm going to change the scale in my pattern. Instead of a long dash, let's make it a loose dash. No, I want to make it long dash. Let's do, I could do hidden. I could keep it as a long dash, but it depends. See, I changed it, but because it's so, this area is so tight, if I change it to a 1/4 inch, then you might be able to see the dashes as they appear in scale. Okay, you see the difference? So let's do 1/4, 3/16. Let's go back. 3/8. Okay, now they're starting to define themselves. So when we get ready to plot, let's just plot this, just for a preview. So we go up here to plot, settings, setup. I'm going to put this in session, and we are going to fit, and whether or not, if you're going to do color, you do color. I'm going to do black and white just to show the difference. That's okay. Say okay to this. I'm going to say no to that. I'm going to use the visible portion of current window and preview it. And that's how it's going to look when you plot it in color. And you can, these are object lines, so you can make the difference in your settings for view. For example, let's go manage. We're going to manage our object styles, okay? And that is a vent. Piping, pipes. So I can change this. I can change this to, let's change it to a 3. Just for demonstration purposes, okay? So it was a little thicker this time. Let's look at it again. And we're going to preview it again. And you see it's a little bit thinner. Let's kind of zoom in. Okay. So, and I can make this thicker if I want to. Just for demonstration purposes, let's look at our object styles. Let's go to pipes. You can go to pipes. Change it to 1. Or let's make it thicker. Let's make it 6, just so I can look at the difference. And we can, let's print again. And it should be thicker when we preview it. Uh-oh, that's not thicker. Preview. I'm trying to understand something. Now, I'm trying to control the thickness. This is the thickness of the pipe when I get ready to plot. Let's see. Let's go back to object styles. And I want to control the thickness. This is the line weight. And I'm going to go to P. Pipes 4. Let's cancel 4 and let's print. Let's look at this. Setup. I'm going to go back letters. Okay. Black lines. Okay. And we are going to preview. Okay. So that's the preview. Let's close this again and go back to object styles. And when I change the line weight, this line weight, let's go to pipes. I'm going to change this. Let's do an extreme case. I'm going to go 11. Let's just say 11. Apply. Okay. And up here, where is it? Up here, these are thin lines. I'm going to turn that off. Okay. See, my vent is changing, but my waist is not changing. Okay, so that's a good thing. Let's go to print. So it should show up in my print preview. Okay, so what's going on here? That must be vent. That top part is probably vent. Is it? Oh, it's this guy. What is going on? Okay, this is another thing. While you're working on Revit, I'm telling you guys, sometimes it has a mind of its own. Now we have to figure out why this blue, when we plot, let's preview it again, is this, okay? But it's the same system as this vertical waste that's running. These two horizontal wastes are coming from the 2 laboratories. Let's close this out and let's look at this again. I'm going to go back. Okay, so that's what we have. Instead of plotting it out, we can see the difference. And for some reason, these lines, what's going on? There's a difference between this pipe that's thick and this pipe, even though they are the same. So we have to track and see what's the difference. Let's go. I'm going to go back and turn these thin lines back to that line. That's waste. And what's the difference? We have to look over here in our properties to see why my lines are thin for the same system here, but thick for the same system in this area. So we're trying to figure that out. That's waste. What's the difference? I have to find the difference. Is it a work set? So if let's do create similar. Let's go here, and let's look at I'm going to create similar for this pipe. Let's go here, here. So you have to do these tests with Revit, or even with AutoCAD, and all the way down to drafting, guys. So you have to, this is, you're editing, you're trying to figure Revit out, which is, it can be fun and frustrating at the same time. But the important thing is that you're learning how Revit works. So what I'm hoping is when I turn on this thin lines, that this will become thick. That's what it should become thick, and this one is thin. But my problem is why isn't the entire system thick? So let's see what happens. Okay, what I don't understand why this line is thick. Because when we plot it, right, when we print it, it's going to look like that. But we all know that this is a test, because what we want is for P, and we want, because that's set at 11, we can set it at the thinnest is going to be 1. So, but because I'm trying to track down the problem, why it's all, let's go back. I'm going to just type 2. Yes. Okay, so it goes back. Cancel. Let's go back to object styles and make that PI. See, I'm lazy. I can't use my fingers and scroll down to pipes. Where is it? Let's change it to 11. Okay, let's say okay. And let's go back to our original problem. We have a problem. Why our pipes are not being controlled when we go to manage our pipe line weight settings. So, somewhere in here is, well, you know what? I think that I'm going to stop here, and maybe you guys can figure that out. Okay? I'm going to let you guys figure that out. I'm going to try and figure it out. But I've been on here a little bit longer. I don't want the video to go on for 3 hours. So I'm going to stop here and try and figure this out, and maybe you guys can figure it out, because I don't know why. Do I have to start over? Am I going to have to recreate these lines? Right? Let's do this. Create similar. Go here. Okay. Let's do this one. Go create similar. All right, it's going to be a big, thick line, right? Man. And the only reason that it's thick is because down here in our settings, we set the pipe at 11 because these, even though they're the same system, one line is thick and the one is thin. And we are trying to figure out why that is. So all you Reviteers out there, let me know, or just try and figure it out for yourself, okay? And I'll get back to you so we can figure this thing out together, okay? So I hope that helped. I don't know if it did, but these are one of the problems that you're going to come across in Revit, why things work and why they don't, and how to figure them out for yourself. Okay, so I will talk to you guys later.